Hello friends, the topic for our today's knowledge session is dengue, that is dengue fever. Dengue fever is a viral infection which can be caused by four types of dengue virus, which are dengue 1, dengue 2, dengue 3 and dengue 4. This dengue virus basically spreads by the bite of mosquito, and not all the mosquitoes. It spreads specifically by Aedes mosquito, and that too specifically female Aedes mosquito. Even among Aedes, there could be various type of Aedes mosquito, and out of those, two type of Aedes mosquito are usually responsible for the spread of dengue infection, which are Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. Out of these two, Aedes aegypti is the most commonly involved mosquito for the spread of Aedes infection. As we have seen that dengue infection is basically spreading by mosquito, so then the mosquito breeding sites or areas are very critical to understand so that we can try to prevent the dengue infection. It can be in any stagnant water. Stagnant water could be in the artificial bodies or natural water bodies where water is not flowing. As we can see in this picture, it could be flower pots, it could be some water tanks, tires, and so on, even coconut shells, and any stagnant water nearby to our house or to our office or anywhere wherever we are residing. This mosquito is basically a daylight biter, means it usually bites in the daytime, and even among the daytime maximum bites happen either in early morning or late afternoon. So these two timings are very critical because most of the time we try to keep mosquitoes away only at the night time by putting some coils and so on. But here we see this is a daytime biter, so it is critical for us to understand when we should be cautious about this mosquito so that this mosquito doesn't bite us. This Aedes mosquito when bites to human, and if this Aedes mosquito is carrying dengue virus, then this dengue virus is injected into human blood, and then another mosquito may bite this human, and this infected blood again goes to another Aedes mosquito, which can again become infected, and then it can bite another human, and that is how this cycle of Aedes mosquito to human, human to Aedes mosquito goes on. And this Aedes infection, Aedes uh, dengue infection goes on spreading. What type of symptoms happen in Aedes fever? This dengue infection due to this Aedes mosquito. This illness usually starts between 4 to 8 days of bite by infected mosquito. Not immediately, it means. Today, if virus has entered our body through this mosquito, then it takes around 4 5 days for the symptoms to start in our body. But what are those symptoms? The most common symptom is fever, then joint pain, rashes on the body, and pain behind the eye is also very important sign for dengue infection. and we can have nausea, vomiting, and severe headache. So these are the few important signs to see whether the infection from which we are suffering is dengue or something else. Doesn't mean that if these symptoms are there, it will be dengue only, because many other diseases which are spreading by the same mosquito, like chikungunya, yellow fever, Zika virus infection, they are also more or less showing the similar type of symptoms. Now, this dengue can either be manifesting as a dengue fever, it could be dengue hemorrhagic fever, and even it could be dengue shock syndrome. So, most common one is dengue fever, where we usually get the symptoms what we have seen earlier. But if there are hemorrhagic manifestations, some bleeding tendencies, then this is called dengue hemorrhagic fever, which is a bit severe condition than dengue fever. But if there is so much bleeding, internal bleeding or all that, then it may convert into dengue shock syndrome, and it's a very emergency condition then. How we diagnose dengue? Usually in the endemic area where dengue has spread, most of the time doctors from the symptom itself, they can diagnose, yes, this case could be a case of dengue, but they cannot be confirmed. As I have said, there could be other diseases like chikungunya and all, which may be looking similar to dengue. So we need to do some blood testing to confirm the diagnosis. If we are taking the blood within the first 7 days of the illness, then there is a specific test called NS1. If it comes out to be positive, then it is a confirmed case of dengue infection. But if 7 days has already crossed and then we are taking blood, then NS1 is usually negative. And then we need to see antibodies in the blood, which are IgM antibodies, which are positive usually after second week onward only. We can also see complete blood count, where three critical things are hematocrit, platelet, and white blood cells. Now, if this dengue spreads, how we can prevent it? There is a specific vaccine which is discovered by Sanofi Pasteur, which is for the age 9 to 45 years. This vaccine is called Dengavaxia, which is available nowadays in many countries. But this vaccine is recommended to be used only in an endemic area when the dengue is spreading too much, and then only sometimes vaccine is used. But once infection has happened, this vaccine will be having no role. And infection usually once happen, it gives immunity against that very dengue virus out of the 4 dengue virus like dengue 1, dengue 2, dengue 3 and dengue 4. But the other 3 types, they can cause dengue again. But that very dengue virus with which this time infection has happened, that will not happen probably lifelong. So prevention is the best strategy in dengue. As we have seen, there could be various areas or sites where water becomes stagnant, and which helps the mosquito to breed. So we must not allow water to stagnate. And even if some stagnant water is there, which we cannot remove, it is advisable to put some kerosene or petrol, which makes a upper layer on that water surface, and dengue virus will not be able to survive that. And recommended quantity of this kerosene or petrol is approx 3 ml per 10 liter of water. We can just assume how much water is there, and accordingly we can calculate and put kerosene or petrol on that. We can also put insecticide sprays outside house, inside house, and then we can use mosquito nets and some mosquito repellent creams available in the market, and then we can use mosquito repellent vaporizers and some coils and so forth, so on. Whatever is the available thing in the area which can repel mosquito or which can kill mosquito, that must be used when there is a dengue infection spreading in our area. Now, what is the treatment if dengue occurs? We must understand that as far as this virus is concerned, against all the four types of dengue virus, there is no specific antidote or there is no specific treatment against this virus. So what we can do, we have to treat or we have to manage ourselves or to whomsoever has dengue has happened in a symptomatic way. So what are those basic treatments? The most critical and most important is the lots of fluid. The patient who is diagnosed to be having dengue infection or suspected to be having dengue infection, he or she must take lots of fluid. Fluid could be in the form of water, some juices, shikanjis, and whatsoever. And then patient should take adequate sleep, or you can say adequate rest must be taken. A simple pain antipyretic, that is the drug which can decrease fever, is paracetamol. Paracetamol is the most recommended tablet in cases of dengue, but please ensure that one must not use aspirin, because aspirin has a side effect where in such patients it can increase the tendency of the hemorrhage or the bleeding, which is a critical thing in patients of dengue if platelets are decreasing. Usually dengue recovers on its own with the symptomatic fluid, paracetamol, adequate rest and all that. So no need to be panic, but we must be aware what could be the danger signals or what could be the warning signals, so that if that happens we must try to go to doctor or hospital. What are those signals? If there is a severe abdominal pain, if there is a rapid breathing, if there is a vomiting which is persistent, is not stopping, if blood is coming in vomit, or some mucosal bleeding from gums or nose, some blood is coming in urine or red colored urine, and then red spot or patches on the skin, some drowsiness or irritability, and if WBC, white blood cells, are decreasing, especially if platelets are decreasing. So if this happens, it is advisable that we consult our doctor, go to hospital, then our doctor will decide basis our condition, testing and everything, whether you require hospitalization or not, and then accordingly as per the doctor advice, we should manage ourselves. So thank you friends for watching this video. Thank you so much.